Using public money for a private clubhouse, does it add up? That is the question sparking debate in one Bay Area community tonight.
Here's why. Special tax districts are all over the state, and they operate with little oversight until now. Let's bring in investigative reporter Stephen Stock, who exposes a controversial project. Stephen.
Raj, Jessica, it's a small town story with a big implication for anyone living in a special tax district here in California. The proposal to use residents' tax dollars to build a facility with recreational features that would be off limits to many of those same taxpayers helping to fund it. Take a look around. Next to the recently renovated exclusive swimming pool, the Sleepy Hollow Homes Association's clubhouse, built in the 1950s, is showing its age.
It's in dire need of replacement.
This facility needs to be replaced.
Something needs to be done because it is falling apart.
While almost all of these people agree this clubhouse needs replacing, they disagree about how to pay for it.
I just don't think that that's proper use of taxpayer funds.
These tax dollars are going to build an emergency facility.
Tax dollars from the Sleepy Hollow Fire Protection District. The 2,500 or so residents in the district pay 17% of their base property tax to cover fire and emergency services. The fire district's 3-member board is now considering using $2 million of its tax reserves to help build a new, already planned $2.5 million clubhouse to replace the old one. But while everybody has to pay the fire tax, not everyone is a member of the Homes Association, and that means they don't have full access to the clubhouse or the pool.
Private citizens, we've raised about $500,000.
John Grubb serves as chairman of the Sleepy Hollow Charitable Foundation, formed to raise money for and oversee the construction of the new facility.
That's going to be matched with the $2 million from the Fire Protection District.
Let me ask you that. How critical is the $2 million to your project?
To this project as it currently stands, it's very critical.
So critical, in fact, that the Charitable Foundation's website, tracking donations, has already assumed it's getting the $2 million funding, even though it hasn't been approved yet.
I just think that the money could be better spent.
And that's the rub for residents like John Parente, who lives across the street. Parente does not pay to be a member of the Homes Association or the pool, yet his tax dollars would go to rebuild the new facility if tax district officials approve the deal.
It's taxpayer funds, and it should be used for taxpayer purposes, not for building somebody's dream clubhouse.
I think it's a misuse of the taxpayer dollar.
Neighbor Eric McCausland has lived in Sleepy Hollow all his life. He is a dues-paying member of the Homes Association and the pool.
There's many more ways that we can utilize that money than putting it into a structure that's not going to be used for the fire district.
Fire district officials call this project, quote, an emergency shelter. They point to these plan pages showing possible emergency uses, including a permanent fire district office there.
What your tax dollars are going for, which you have complete use of as a member of the public, is the public safety components of this building.
Richard Shortall serves as treasurer and spokesman for Sleepy Hollow's 3-member Fire Protection District Board. All 3 board members are also members of the Homes Association.
This facility would be available for any public safety purpose to anybody who wants to come to it for free.
There are people who are not members who pay taxes to your tax district, right?
Right.
Why is it appropriate for them to have to use their tax dollars to rebuild this clubhouse?
We're not building a clubhouse.
But take a look at this. The official plans on Marin County's website call it a clubhouse and a community center, not an emergency center. The plans show an elaborate layout, including a library, a coffee bar, a wraparound porch, even a bocce ball court. All recreational parts of the building off limits to anyone who is not a dues-paying member. So again, is this an appropriate use of tax dollars?
It is an appropriate public-private partnership to improve the safety for all the residents, all the members of the Sleepy Hollow Fire Protection District.
It's very difficult to distinguish cleanly between private purposes and public purposes.
Dave Gamage teaches tax law at UC Berkeley. He estimates there are as many as 5,000 special tax districts like this in California, and there is very little oversight.
These districts don't answer to the governor or to anybody else in the state directly.
It's using taxpayer funds for a private organization.
Some residents maintain even if the new building serves emergency functions once in a while, that's not enough to merit their tax dollars footing 80% of the construction bill.
I think there's many other ways we can use that $2 million to better serve the residents, all the residents of Sleepy Hollow.
And by the way, the 3-member fire district board already paid $25,000 for an architect to draw up those plans you just saw. But it insists this is not a done deal yet. In fact, a public hearing on this proposal is scheduled for August 9th. Experts say voters only have a few recourses in a special tax district like this. They can organize a recall election or sue in court. Raj, Jessica?
So it is a bit complicated. All right, thank you very much, Stephen. Now, if you have a tip for Stephen or anyone on our investigative unit, give us a call at 888-996-TIPS or send us an email to the unit at NBCBayArea.com.